Okay, so ignore the mess. My stuff looks like a disaster. It did overflow, and I'm kind of working on the tractor right now, or the combine. That's another video. But I made some homemade potato soup. You guys can't see very much is left. So I kind of just did my own thing. I filled it up to about right here with water. So I would say about 1.5 inches. I cut up potatoes. They weren't very big potatoes, and they're actually pretty big slices, but I mean, that's them. Let's see. That is, well, that's not a very big slice. There, right there's a good. I cut up potatoes. I did have some garlic, but I had no onions, so very first thing I did was cut up my potatoes, put them down in the water, set that aside. I chopped up 3 cloves of garlic, threw it in with a little bit of like leftover oil that I had from frying some eggs. Put that in there. I did, well, let me set you guys down for a second. I did, have my own, I made my own chicken broth. So what I did was I baked a whole chicken, and every bit of the the drippings, I put it into a mason jar. I scooped off all the film that's on the top. So now all I have is kind of like a gelatin. So what I did with my garlic is I started frying my garlic, and then I took about, I would say about a cup of gelatin, put it down in my skillet with my garlic. It automatically started turning into broth. Took a handful of flour, tossed it in there to where it would be like what you do whenever you make gravy. So it was just like really clumpy stuff. I took all that, I put it in here. And then I added, because I didn't have any onions, I added onion powder, parsley, salt, pepper, and salt, pepper, parsley, onion powder. And then as it started like heating up, I added some milk to try to thicken it up. It was just a little bit of milk, not a whole big bunch. Then I made, my mom calls them ripples. That's what the little noodles are down in there. So all it is like egg noodles, I guess, but not really. Like, you take your egg, you put it down into, like, you make a little well out of your flour. You put your egg down into like the center of the flour, kind of mush it together. I ended up using 3 eggs because I love them. They're one of my favorite things to eat of all time. So then you just, right before your soup is completely done, you just take and you drop it down like I did. I picked mine up with my hand and just pinched it. My mom uses a fork. I did use a fork and a butter knife for my third one. But it's not going to be like a noodle. It's going to be kind of like gummy and pasty. You just drop it down in there, and that's what your noodles are. My kids love them. I love them. So with it being like a full pot up to here and it being down to here, I'd say I did really well tonight. I wasn't sure if the kids would like the potato soup. Oh, celery seed too. I did put celery seed in here as well. And then right before it got done, I added some more milk because it wasn't thickening up the way I wanted to. I added some flour into the actual soup itself. And I've noticed here lately, like as I cook, whenever I made my homemade beef stew, I added flour in it, and it does get clumpy, but as it starts cooking and boiling and the water starts going or your juices start going, the flour eventually kind of like disintegrates. So I do take, as you can see, I use this spoon. I did take a slotted spoon and like go like this in it to try to get the clumps of flour to break down more. But yep, that's it. My homemade potato soup. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.